All right, Jane is up. She says, what is your favorite way to protect anonymity? I can't pronounce that word, via proxies. We use Whoer.net as a guide, always checking for 100% before working on posting for clients in multiple locations. But somehow the Google search at the bottom of our search query shows our subnet, even when using a Firefox add-on called Location Guard. The only thing that I would be, what I look for mainly is WebRTC. I'll use, first of all, I'll set, use Foxy Proxy, which we have training inside of like Syndication Academy and that kind of stuff. But anyways, I'll add the IP, the proxy to Foxy Proxy, and then I'll make sure that if it's a proxy, if I'm using a proxy that's not in the same time zone as my local computer, my PC, then I'll make sure that I switch the time on my PC to match the time zones up. Okay, because otherwise there will be a difference. There will be it won't be synced. The IP time or proxy time will be different than what your local computer time will show. If that makes sense, and that will show that you could be using a proxy. The other thing is WebRTC, right? Make sure that that's disabled. And if you're saying that you're hitting 100% in Whoer.net, then I'm sure you already know about WebRTC. But if you don't, just go to Google and search for or you can go to ipleak.net. ipleak.net, right? And there's a scroll down to the bottom of the page, and right here it says, what is WebRTC leaks? And it basically tells you exactly what to do right here. It's very, very simple to do. And also, if you're using Chrome, there's apparently a extension called WebRTC Network Limiter. I have not tested that because I do most of my dirty SEO work in Firefox, not in Chrome. But just so you know, I'm pretty sure that you're aware of that already, but for those of you that aren't. But other than that, I mean, I don't even really try to hit to 100%, but I would recommend, Jana, if you're doing a lot of this kind of stuff, if you don't already have Browsio, you should get it, because then you can assign IPs or proxies to specific profiles, and then you always log in using the same IP to those, like you always log into those profiles using the corresponding or associated IP, right? The designated IP. And here's the thing with Browsio, guys, I'm telling you, it's the way to go going forward. If we come out with a Syndication Academy V3, we're going to be basically integrating Browsio with it, because guys, you should be building digital footprints now. You should be building digital footprints. That makes sense. We talk about that, doing what we do with interlinking all of our accounts and putting, getting a presence on as many properties as possible and not trying to hide that, because especially what I mean is like the branded footprints, guys, you want that. But even for persona-based stuff, guys, it's only natural for people to browse the web that most, the vast majority, 98% of people out there don't even know what cookies and cache are, right? So they never clean any of that stuff. And so you want to start accruing cookies and basically allowing the networks to start developing a profile for your personas or your brands, so that it makes that association, right? And it makes it more genuine and more real. And so again, in Syndication Academy V3, if we develop that and come out with it, we're going to be encouraging using something like Browsio very heavily, because it's awesome. You can start building out or accruing a digital footprint, which is going to make your profile so much stronger and so much more relevant and valid, if that makes sense. Because it's like an entity validation, right? It's another way for Google to validate that it's not a spam account, is when it has accrued cookies and a digital profile. All right. So keep that in mind, Jana. Again, it sounds like you're doing client work and everything else. Then I highly recommend that you invest in Browsio. It would totally be worth it. And that way you can assign specific proxies to each client that you have and always log in using that same IP and start building digital footprints for those clients. Okay. It's going to make a world of difference going forward. All right.